Tip number one is know your why. Knowing your why is going to get you through many, many tough times when you're studying, when you're having to say no to your friends and family because you have to study, whenever you're literally just working, if you work, taking care of your children, if you have children, and you're just eating nursing school. Knowing your why is going to be able to help you get through those difficult times within nursing school because trust and believe you'll have them. I'm real, I keep it 100. You'll have times where you want to quit, but knowing your why, like why you wanted to become a nurse in the first place, is going to help you be able to get to the next level. Now, knowing your why could be you want to be able to change your income status. You want to be able to level up from wherever you're starting at. And trust and believe, guys, becoming a registered nurse will definitely help you to be able to do that. I know here a lot of people say you shouldn't become a nurse to be able to up your income. I have agreed with that and I have don't. My agreement is if you strictly go into nursing just for the money, honey, first, the money is a lot different than what you would suspect. If you just strictly go and become a nurse and you're thinking you're going to make $100,000 a year as a new grad nurse, honey, that ain't happening. It's not. So, being able to level up, being able to use nursing to help you get to different levels or whatever level that you're looking to do, it'll definitely happen because that was my particular route. You know, I was an entrepreneur for pretty much all of my 20s, and I looked at my children and I'm like, oh, I got to pay for them to go to college. So I went to nursing school while I was a mother of four, and they were all like age 12 and under, and while still running two businesses and working. So it is possible. Don't never let nobody tell you that you cannot do whatever you put your mind to or that you can't work and have a family and go to nursing school as well because it is possible. But knowing your why is really going to help you to be able to achieve that. So that's number one is know your why. Number two, you want to determine which route you want to go. You want to think about, and what I mean by rich route, I mean educational route. So you want to know whether you want to go to a 4 year program or a 2 year program. 4 year programs are usually at universities. You do your undergraduate and then you get into your upper level. And when you graduate, you will have a bachelor's in the science of nursing or a BSN. You can also go the 2 year route, which most tech schools offer 2 year degrees. When you graduate, you can still sit for your boards and become a registered nurse, but your degree would be an ADN, which is an associate's degree in nursing. That is the route that I took. It was the most affordable, being that I was paying out of pocket because this was a second degree for me or a second career for me. So, being able to go the tech school route and then later getting my bachelor's of science degree online saved me a lot of time that I didn't have, and it saved me a lot of money as well. And I almost wish that I would have went that route before going to university when I first got out of high school because tech schools are really, really beneficial. And I'm a huge advocate of tech schools, guys. There are so many different benefits that you gain from going to a tech school, such as cost being number one. So yeah, so determine which way. You can do your own research on that, or I can definitely come back with some different tips of each direction. If you're young, you're still in high school and you're trying to determine a route, go ahead, get that college experience, get that college life experience. You know, if you want to go out, with your friends and you want to live off campus and get the college experience, then definitely that is for you. But that's not your only route. You can still go to a 2 year school, be done, and have your registered nurse by the time you're 20. Start working as a registered nurse, by the time you're 20, and then, go back and get your BSN later whenever you choose to. So that's another option. Like I said, tip number two is discovering your educational route. Discover whether you want to go get your bachelor's in the science of nursing or if you want to be able to go to a tech school or a 2 year school. That's a possibility as well. I do have a side note here. So most nursing programs, whether it be a BSN degree or whether it be an ADN degree, They have waiting lists, guys. They have waiting lists. My particular school had a 2 year waiting list. There are ways to get around this, especially if you're going to a tech school. You can actually go to LPN school, which typically only don't have a waiting list, or they only have a 1 year waiting list. So you can do your prereqs, go and go to licensed practitioner, nurse practitioner school, or LPN school that is offered by that particular tech school, and then merge into the RN program. A lot of people, like within my particular program, I don't even think we had one LPN. No, we did. We had like five or six that merged with us. Um, for our last year of nursing, because in most tech schools the programs are exactly the same. If you go to a tech school now, if you go to those specialty nursing schools, that's something completely different. And you may not be able to merge your what do you call it? You may not be able to merge your LPN into an RN program, and you'll have to go through different hoops or whatever. But I know if you go to an LPN, if you start an LPN program at your tech school, then you can merge into the RN program seamlessly. So that is an option. Or you can just wait. That's what I did. I waited. I did my prereqs, whatever didn't transfer over from my first year or my 3 years of college that I had before, and I literally had to wait for a year. I ended up having to wait for a year before I started my actual nursing program, which in a tech school is all your nursing classes, but in a BSN you take nursing classes from year one. So that's another difference. So I just wanted to throw that disclaimer in there. But while you wait in, work on your mindset, guys. I have a free downloadable down here in the description box. It's a free downloadable on how to work on yourself. Working on your mindset is going to be definitely important in anything that you do, whether you're trying to be a nurse or whether you're trying to be a nurse boss, whatever. If you're not even trying to be a nurse, if you're trying to do some other stuff, your mind and your mindset is everything. So download my free downloadable below. I hope it helps. Alrighty, so back to the tips. Tip number 3 is know your specialty or pick a specialty. And this one isn't as like super important, but if you know kind of like what specialty you would like to join, then again, it'll add to your why. Because when you get in nursing school and you struggling, like you straight struggling, sis, it's gonna be really important that you have some positive things, or you have an end goal, or you have like an award, if you want to call it yourself, that's what you're trying to achieve. And when you get to that point, it's going to be even more fulfilling because you achieved that. Nobody didn't achieve it for you. You did that for yourself. So pick a specialty. Sometimes you may not even know this until you start your clinicals. Being able to um, going into your clinicals, you go on different floors. You go in the ER, you can do a surgery rotation, labor and delivery. So you may not even know until you actually get to your nursing rotation, but start thinking about what specialty you want to do. For me, I always wanted to be an ER nurse, but when I graduated, I talked to the ER director of the hospital that I worked for, and I talked to a floor nurse, which was a specialty floors, cardiac telemetry, and they both advised that I do a year on the floor, which I'm so thankful that I did a year on the floor because it gave me my basics. It gave me the opportunity to get into my own routine. And then I took that 1 year of cardiac information and I took that to the ED, which I ended up going to a bigger ED from my first job. So it was definitely really, really important. And I worked in an ED and I absolutely loved it. But I've worked in many different specialties over this time period, just because I like to explore, and nursing definitely gives you the opportunity to have so many different fields that you can choose from. So these are just a few tips, and guys, I'm going to be bringing so much different information that I hope will be helpful on your journey. Things that I did that I could have did better. If you're a mom, don't let nobody tell you that you cannot go to nursing school and raise kids and work and run your own business, because you can. I did it. I'm living proof. I did it. Point blank, period. I think if you have your mind set up, that's what you're going to do, then do it. That means you might have to tell some people no, tell your family no. You may not be able to go on vacation, but that's just the reality, and it's temporary. It's temporary. So, again, thank you all for stopping by. Remember to like, remember to subscribe, and join this Nurse Boss community. Thank you all. Peace and blessings.